Jaynes, and you're listening to the Urban Wrestling Network.
What's really good, ladies and gentlemen? It's the OG Boricua Dandara, a.k.a. the Coquito Papi. I'm here with none other than my brother Ivelisse and Evil Orbit. How are you, my brother?
What's going on, guys? Hey, I'm here. I'm here with my buddy, as always, Evil Orbit. He's here. He's ready to interview. Wow, let's go!
BVTV. I know, unfortunately, you've been dealing with his excitement for the last few minutes. Hopefully, he can dial it back. How are you before we get into?
I'm starstruck right now, man. I'm starstruck. Let me blow myself. Hold on. Let me fan me.
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful.
And obviously, we're here to talk to one of the most beautiful, talented women in the game today, Miss Christi Jaynes. How are you tonight?
I am doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm great. I know Ivelisse is super fired up. I want to jump into this first and ask a question because I seen that you used to drag race. I love cars.
Oh, yeah, I did. I did used to drag race. That is true. I have definitely been arrested a lot for that in my younger years. But then I got sponsored, so it worked out.
For the fans that might know, what car was it that you were driving?
It was just like, oh God, what is it called? It was a modded out. So it started off, I can't even say it was like Hyundai, because that's what it started off as. The body style started off as that. Okay, it's a shell at the end of the day. But it was like an automatic. And then I was dating this guy, and he was super into cars and super into technology. Like, I don't, people are always shocked whenever I tell them I date like the nerdy guy, right? And I don't date like bodybuilders or wrestlers or like, I hang out with them, but I don't do anything with them. But like, yeah, he was my boyfriend. I liked him. He was he would build computers and he would build cars. So I had this like really crappy car, and he had a friend that his dad could wrap the car. For people don't know what that means, it means paint it, okay? Give it a body paint, people. And so like he wrapped the car for me, and then it started off as an automatic, and he turned it into a manual. For those of you that don't know what a manual is, it's a stick shift. Okay, so there was like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then reverse. Okay, and then there was like nitro and like. Wait. So anyways, I used to get pulled over a lot, like when I was 16, 17 years old, just like dragging state. And then like 2 years after, when I turned 18, they shut down State Street, which is like a main street in Utah. And they were like, oh, no more dragging. If we see you guys drive past the street more than twice, then we'll like impound your car and stuff. Let's just say I was arrested multiple times. My car was impounded multiple times. We got pink slips, right? And yeah, definitely. So I didn't get arrested for drag racing. I got arrested because we always try to outrun the cops. So different people. They weren't arresting us for drag racing. They're arresting us for, trying to like not get arrested or get
allegedly.
There is no proof of this. So actually there is proof of this, but I'm just gonna say there's not. However, yeah, then I had Rocky Mountain Raceway come to me and say when I was 18, because I'm 18, right? They can't sponsor somebody under 18. They came to me and they said, drag racing out on Bonneville Salt Flats in the Utah desert is huge, which it was, but like the salt on the salt flats would always corrode the bottom of your car. So unless mommy and daddy had a lot of money, you couldn't really go out there and race a lot. So like I was like, yeah, cool. And they're like, and you're really pretty, so come be our spokesmodel. And I was like, cool, okay. So I went out there. I was sponsored by them, Flying J, Maverick gas stations. And then, yeah, everyone would always make fun of me and be like, oh, she can't race. She's a girl. She doesn't know how to drive. And then when I finally raced, people were like, holy shit, she's actually not only pretty, but she's really good. I think it's the death wish. I'm like, okay, well, let me use my looks and just fool everyone. So yeah, kind of how wrestling came about too, right? And death matches in Texas. So there you go.
What you got, Bill? What you got?
No, I got nothing. I'm just kind of shocked. I'm still stuck on her evading the cops.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right, children, don't do this at home. Do not take. Hey, and let me do a disclaimer. This is the same disclaimer I do on my Twitch channel. You guys can also go and watch me on my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/Christi Christ with an I _Jaynes. Sorry, self-promotion.
Absolutely. I love that.
Looked.
Gotta get the plugs in.
That's right. So you guys can go check me out there, but the same disclaimer I do there. I am not held responsible or liable for anything you decide to do that I say, or any workouts I do, or any advice that I say. Let me give you some advice. Don't take it until you consult a licensed medical professional.
Booyah.
Sue me.
Now you know she's Latina when she puts a period after every word to make it sound better.
Listen, as long as she's not mad, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, I want to buy the copy of Need for Speed Brazil. I'm waiting for that game to come out. Need for Speed Brazil with Christi Jaynes on the cover. I'm buying that game.
That'll be me. I'm excited.
I'm buying that game. I'm buying that game.
So come on,
and also, I'm
steal
also
your answers.
although I'm also a member of her Twitch page too. So just to let you know.
It's a pretty cool Twitch page. I do have to say, at first I was like, oh, let me do these bean boozles. People can pay. Dude, crazy. Do you know what a bean boozle is?
I have no idea.
So this one's the dumpster one. Okay, you see it? So pretty much they're these beans. Okay, they're these nasty beans. They have two of each kind. And one of them is stink bug, then the other one is toasted marshmallow, but they look identical to one another. One of them's dirty dishwasher, other one's birthday cake, rotten egg, peanut butter, barf, peach, right? Anyways, it goes down the list of all these nasty ass stuff. So what you do is you lift it, boom, and then you get two. So I'm just going to demonstrate. I'm not going to eat it. That one could be dog food.
No.
Or it could be chocolate pudding. I don't like chocolate, so both of them taste like crap to me. Or this one could be, I think that one is spoiled milk or coconut. So anyways, so you pretty much take this and you eat it. Well, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I took one and I ate it and I threw up. I couldn't even swallow it. So anyways, people thought this was hilarious. So then they started paying me to eat these. Let's just say I made a whole lot of money, but I haven't done this in 4 weeks, a month, because the very last time I did it, I threw up so hard it actually hurt. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore.
Wow.
So we're done with that.
Well, Ms. Jaynes, just to let you know that I have a green flag. Every time somebody says something that I don't like, I throw a green flag at them. You say you don't like chocolate, right here, you get a green flag for that.
Honey, I'm sorry. There's like, well, let me tell you this. If my mom eats chocolate, she farts 100%. If I eat chocolate, I break out in zits. Like, it's just proven. Yeah, so I can't eat chocolate. Yeah, I'm very chocolate. Like in your face.
Well,
like
I eat chocolate, I get fatter. So I'm in there too. I eat chocolate, I get fatter. Go ahead,
What
there.
happened, Pilving?
Raise your hand. He raised your hand. He's raised his hand.
So, I want to ask a question. You have been seen on AEW Dark. You've had matches with the likes of Big Swole, the current AEW reigning defending women's champion, Hikaru Shida, and even Kylan King. So, talk about your matches on Dark. How was that for you? Like, what was the feeling going into it, and how was it?
It was a great experience for me. I think the one that I had in Texas at the Cedar Park HEB Event Center, it really didn't feel very different for me being in front of an audience that large. I've already competed in Crocken Hall, right? TJ, a bunch of places in Mexico. And in Mexico is like the birthplace of Lucha Libre, right? Especially Monterrey, Mexico. Most people don't know this. They need to be educated. Educated. So like the oldest wrestling company to actually be stamped and marked is Consejo Mundial Lucha Libre, CMLL for Americans or other people that don't speak Spanish. That they were 1934, I believe, 1935, something like that. They are the oldest actual registered wrestling company, right? So anyways, that being said, Mexico builds arenas for wrestling. And so I feel like if, as a wrestler, you go to Mexico, you compete in some of these beautiful arenas, they are just as big as the HEB Center in Cedar Park, Texas. You kind of you have that many people there. You don't get like camera shots or stage fright. Yeah, you're not like, oh my gosh, this is scary, right? It's just natural. So when I had that match, it was literally like just another day wrestling in Mexico for me, because in those types of environments, in an arena that big, the crowd's energy is completely different than an indie wrestling show where you maybe have 100, 200 people there. It's constant noise, so you constantly feel energized, opposed to an indie show where even with 200-300 people, you can hear the dead ass silences in indie shows, right? So it was totally normal for me. And then when they called me out to go do Double or Nothing for them, I went out there and I wasn't even expecting a match. I was just expecting to go out there, socialize, mingle, maybe get like a dark match like WWE does. Very least, when they used me in the crowd, I was like, whoa, this great TV time. I'm going to be seen. My face is here, right? They're using my real wrestling name, which WWE doesn't. So I was very much like, ooh, this is perfect. This is great. And then the next day they came up to me and they go, hey, you need to go get in a chair because you're having a match today and you're having a match on TNT. Whoa. And I went, oh, okay. That's cool. TNT, no problem. And then they said, it's going to be a little weird because there's no fans here. And I went, oh, okay. It's just going to be like training, right? Because at training you do matches. So it's going to be like training. No problem. You still have to put your whole heart into it, right? You get critiqued, everything, but just go a little harder because it's TV, so really go hard, right? If you feel like you're going to die while doing a move, fucking do the move and die.
Oh my God.
This is what I always tell people. On the indies, I'm like, oh. But then, like, whenever I go to Mexico or I do anything that's televised, even on local TV channels, I'm like, fuck, it really hit me. Like, let's go hard. So it's super cool that way. So when I got there, they were like, so I got in the chair, did makeup, they did my hair and everything. And then I'm always prepared. Here's a side note. I'm always prepared. I have gear that no one has ever seen that I am saving for like debuts, right? If Impact Wrestling ever called me and said, hey, we want you for this pay-per-view, boom, I have my Impact Wrestling entrance, wrestling gear, everything. If AEW calls me back and says, hey, we want you here for this, boom, I have brand new gear that no one has ever seen that I will only debut on there. WWE calls me, says, we want you on NXT even for a dark match. I have my dark match for WWE, NXT. I have my SmackDown, I have my Raw, and I have my WrestleMania entrance gear. I have shit all lined up. I am prepared. This is what I want to do. I need to look like a professional. And when I go there and I do my matches, I have to kill it. Even if it makes somebody else look bad because they can't keep up, I am there to get a job.
That's not your problem.
And I mean, of course, like, we're here to help each other, right? This is a team effort. But I'm not going to go out there and botch for somebody else's benefit. You know?
Hell no.
I want everything to flow smoothly, like everything. So anyways, I brought my AEW gear with me, the brand new one that no one has ever seen. And I went, the only thing was I forgot my feathers. So I was super pissed about that. But I had my other feathers, my yellow and green ones. But still, I was like, oh, they don't match. But I was like, screw it. This is going to be great. So then I get dressed, I get out to the ring, and it's Sheeta. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm having a match against AEW's. She just won the belt the night before. She just won it, right? So I was super stoked, super excited. And then they came to me and they were like, we want you to do everything you do in Mexico, right?
Wow.
And I was like, okay, I don't know if she can base for me. I've never worked with her, right? I'm a little bit taller than her. There's like certain things I don't want to do because I don't want her to look bad. I don't want to look bad. Like, it's got to mesh, right? But it was great. Like, they were very open and they wanted her to have like a good match and a real opponent, because I feel like they kind of see their champion as, if they beat a nobody, then they've won nothing, right? They've beat nobody. But if they beat somebody that actually put in a 50-50 fight, then they've beaten somebody, right? Absolutely. So, and it's a great way to go about thinking. I don't know if that's how they think about it. I'm just going to think that's how they think about it. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in the back office. I just show up and they tell me what to do, and I do what they tell me to do, pretty much, right? And then JR came to me, and, well, he sent me an email, and it was like, I still have this email. It was like 20 questions, right? Like every little detail about my life. And so I was like, well, what better story to tell than like my life story, right? My mother's an immigrant. She had 4 kids. She came to America. Like, we were highly discriminated against our whole life for being foreigners, right? Like, we worked super hard. Like, we all cleaned houses so my mom could go to medical school. Like, so I laid out the whole story, the whole shebang. And it was crazy because I couldn't hear anyone, couldn't hear him. I was just so focused on like the match and everything. And then at the end, like, everyone was like, oh my gosh, JR put your mom over so hard. And I was like, what? Like, I had no idea. My family had never seen me wrestle, like, ever. Wow. They'd never seen me wrestle. That was the first time they saw me wrestle. And right before this, my brothers were telling me, you know, you just need to quit. You just need to, like, go back to school and, like, not do this. It doesn't look like it's paying off. WWE isn't calling you, like, all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know if I even do wrestling for that anymore. I think it's kind of like this adrenaline rush, kind of like, I don't know, what's a really heavy duty street drug, like crocodilla or something, you know, like, well, the reason why I say crocodilla is because crocodilla, you take it and your skin literally falls off, but the high is so high, you keep going after it, right? This is how some people explain hardcore death matches, right? Yeah. I may be all beat up, tattered up, but man, the high is so high, I keep going after it. So that's why I bring up crocodilla. But it could be, sorry, but it could be that, like, the high is just like so high. And so my brothers, when they saw this, they were like, yeah, we recorded it. Like, mom was bawling. Like, it was just so great. Now I'm going to start crying. But yeah, it was really great because it's hard, like coming from nothing and working so hard to get somewhere, and you see all these people in wrestling, and you see people that have been wrestling for 17, 20, 25 years, and they're still struggling, right, to get it or to get by. And I feel very fortunate that I have aligned myself with some very good people, and I have absolutely trusted people I shouldn't have. But because I am so trusting and so open, I feel like I attracted like those good people to kind of give me like shots and get me places, right? So that being said, on that match, JR is my best friend. He does not know this, but he is.
You don't know, but it is.
He doesn't know, but he is. He's my best friend. Yeah, so my mom was crying. She was just like, this is amazing. Then COVID started happening, right? They brought me back again, and then they gave me that win. It was definitely surreal, like the whole thing. And then again, because of COVID, I ended up having to move in with my parents, like, and even now, though I don't have a lot of money and I'm still like wrestling here and there, my mom is amazing. She's like, oh, I'll pay for you to keep wrestling. She's like, this is where your heart is. So that's great. Yeah.
God
like,
bless Mama Jaynes.
Right? My mom, if you watch my Twitch stream, she totally walks in and takes over my Twitch stream too.
Get out of here.
But I told Christi that once I hit the lotto, she doesn't have anything to worry about.
We there, man. We gotta start our own promotion.
Exactly. You'll be set. We're gonna go to Brazil every weekend, bro. Every weekend we're gonna go to Brazil. I told her this before.
Yeah,
I told her this.
Out there on the indies now, you know, like everyone else, just trying to get signed, trying to get by. Like, I just do me, and I figure something. I don't know. A few weeks ago, or not a few weeks ago, actually a week ago, I woke up, and for the first time in like 6 months, I like just felt normal and like fulfilled, right? So the past 6 months have been really rough for me, but like, and I was just like, oh, this is a one-day thing, this will go away, right? And then the next day I felt the same way, then the next day I felt the same way, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, something's gonna happen this year, like something big, good is going to happen this year, like sooner than later. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me because I really don't know, okay? But something's gonna happen, and I'm just like super excited about it.
Well, I wanted to ask you because I know Vic is my turn, brother.
He's too happy. You got to put your hand down, Vic.
Yeah, put your hand down, Vic.
Yes, let him
put your hand down, Vic. But I was gonna ask you, Ms. Jaynes. I know the first time I saw you was in Japan for Stardom. And I saw you, and I was like, oh my God, okay, they have a Brazilian in Japan, which I thought it was shocking to me.
I am the first Brazilian to go to Japan for pro wrestling, especially with Stardom.
So, yeah. So this is back in 2017. Can you tell us, like, how it got to that point for you to go to Japan?
I don't, so that's the thing. I got a call from Thunder Rosa, right? And she said, hey,
we love her. We love Thunder Rosa.
She said, hey, Christi, I have this promotion that I'm putting together, and it's going to be an all-women's promotion. It's called Sabotage, and it was out in California, Southern California. And she goes, however, we don't really have a lot of money to pay you, but there are these girls from Stardom in Japan that are coming over, and the booker for Stardom will be there. So if you fly yourself out, then, you know, whatever. And I was like, okay, so no money. I have to fly myself out. I have to put myself up. Okay. And I was like, I don't know if I can swing this. And then I talked to my partner at the time. I was like, the opportunity to go to Japan is enormous, right? Not only what I can learn, Io Shirai was there at the time. Kairi-san, or Hojo is actually her name, was there at the time. A bunch of people, Bito was there, right? At the time, I was like, I could learn so much from a training aspect and from wanting to further my career and be a better wrestler, the opportunity is there. I have to put money into it, though, to get it. And it wasn't just me. It was a bunch of girls going, right? A bunch of girls probably thinking the same thing I had in my head, the opportunity. So I was like, yeah, I'll be there. So I fly out, and they pick me up, and Kyrie and Bito are there. And Rossi was there. And they wanted to go to the boardwalk. So we went to the boardwalk. And the other girls that were with us weren't as open and friendly I mean, they were nice and friendly, but they weren't like, I'm a Italian Brazilian. I'm a foreigner. I'm Latin. I hug you when I see you. I don't know you. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're my brother all of a sudden. Like, we've been best friends, homie, for like 20 years. And I just met you. So that's how I act. People sometimes are put off by that, but they weren't. I got a phone call. So we did the whole show, right? I got a phone call from Kyrie. She called me and she's like, hey, this is Kyrie. Do you want to come to Japan? And I go, yes, I do.
The same Kyrie saying, right?
Yes. She's like, do you want to come to Japan? And I'm like, yes, I do. I'm like, wait, how'd you get my number? She's like, oh, ask Thunder Rosa for it. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, are you sure I'm like the right girl, right? That you're thinking of? She goes, yeah. She's like, you're really good. I'm like, I haven't been wrestling that long, but okay. She's like, no, you're really good. I'm like, okay. So then I went out there, and then I spoke with Kyrie a little bit, and she was like, you're so friendly. And the other girls were nice, but they weren't warm. Like, you were just so nice. She's like, it's amazing, like, how nice you are. And then when we started training and stuff, Io was like, oh, you're like really good. You're just super intimidated by everyone else here because they have more years under their belt than you do. She's like, you need to get more confident about yourself. And when you're more confident, like your sequences, your moves, everything are just going to fall into place. She was like, you need to get more confident. And then she taught me my springboards. And then every Monday, we wouldn't have trainings on Monday, but I would go there because I made friends with the people from F1 training out there. First ring training. And so they let me work out there with their gym equipment. So I would work out there, and she would be there. And so her and I would like train sometimes, right? On Mondays, even though no one was supposed to be there on Monday, but she'd be there. And then she saw me there training with them. And she was like, wow, like, you really came here to train. You didn't just come here for a paycheck and to hang out with the girls and drink strong zeros the whole time. I'm like, no, this is my job. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I'm here to learn. I'm here to work. Like, let's do it. So she taught me my springboards. And Hana was the first person to ever take my springboard drop kick ever.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It was Bill Bink. If you want, get your question in because I know you're thirsty over there.
It's one of the things I wanted to ask is, when did professional wrestling finally start to click for you?
Like after I started training, or like before?
When you were training, like from like when you began.
I think when I finally went, fuck it, people are going to critique and break down every little thing I do, and I am fucking myself, excuse my language. I am screwing myself over more by worrying about it, because I'm an overthinker anyways. That's just how I am. I am way overthinking everything. And if I just go in there and I just do me and I do exactly what I know I can do and, be that character that I know I am, then it's people are just going to be like, oh, okay, she is good, right? So, because when you start second guessing yourself and you're in there and you just don't flow, everything just falls, it crumbles, falls apart, right? So I probably when I came back from Japan, like the following year, when I really started going to Mexico a lot. So yeah, probably 2018.
So now I'm just gonna, it's a preference because first came out, it came out for AEW, and you had like the two big braids in your hair, and you like leaned up on the turnbuckle and put your feet across. I seen that, and I became a fan automatically. Like I don't know why, but like because obviously Ivelisse is a huge fan of yours, so he's always Christi Jaynes is here, she's there. You gotta watch this. So he'll send things, and I'm like, cool, cool, cool. And he gets excited. You do the turnbuckle thing, you lay across, and I was like, you felt like such a bad B, like you know what I mean? Like I don't want to say it, but I was like, man, this girl is straight fire right here, and I hope she runs through this chick. But no, we also know that you are the SWE. I think it's Southwestern Entertainment, right?
Fury Women's Champion. Please get
wow,
it right.
You know more
Get it
than
right, brother.
I
Get
didn't
it
even
right.
know what the acronym stood for.
Yes, it's
I was like, what?
Wow.
Did you see that? I was like, oh, this boy's gonna bust it out. Take notes.
Fury, Southwest Entertainment Fury. Come on, guys. I know this. I know this. And she works there. She doesn't know this. Come
Listen,
on now.
Allegedly.
James, come on.
Allegedly
And,
she doesn't.
yeah, allegedly. And you're the women's champion right now. Go ahead, Chef, finish it up, bro. See, you get 15 yards for that one, bro.
I didn't get to finish. You were coming at me.
Go ahead,
You
finish.
didn't know what it was.
So now that you're the champ, is there a specific person that's in the company or somebody that could be a top challenge for you to push that belt and make you like, I think every champion, their reign is by how great their matches are. And I would love to know if there's someone in that company that you think that could push you to the limits, or would you like really appreciate kind of like a Thunder Rosa, or you know what I mean? Like somebody out there like that, like a dream match that can come in and push Christi Jaynes to the limit for that title.
Yes. Dark Angel.
Okay.
Do you guys know who Dark Angel is?
You know what?
What?
Rosita.
Oh, I'm so offended right now.
You know who Dark Angel is, bro? Dark Angel.
I was going to tell you, you cut me off.
She was either Rosita or the other chick from Impact Wrestling. Yeah. And then she went to train. She became a trainer down in WWE.
WWE. She was their head trainer.
Yeah. But now she's gone now. And she's living in a boss, I guess a boss or something. She made it into like a rolling house, and she travels all over the United States now. Yeah. I know,
great though.
Guys.
She looks great.
Yeah, she was awesome. She's still awesome.
Have you seen her CMLL matches?
I have.
So here's the thing. I was trained lucha, right? Like super lucha. So lucha is not what people in America think lucha is, just so everyone knows. It's totally different. But I think being able to know all different types of styles is great. And where I used to struggle was meshing American style and lucha style together. I had a really hard time understanding how to merge them, right? Now I know better. Just because of like all the matches I've had, years, time, like all that, right? So I know better now. But definitely like Sarah, I think that would be great because she knows American style and she does lucha style. And I think her and I would definitely mesh well together in a ring.
Sarah Stokes. That was her name. Sarah Stokes.
I
remember her last name now. Sarah Stokes. Stock. I'm sorry. Stock.
Put some respect on her name and say it right, player.
Sarah Stock. I said it right the third time.
So
but
listen,
anyways, Ms. Jaynes, I gotta ask you a question. I gotta ask you a question because I know the pandemic hit. I know last March you already have plans to go to Mexico, and that didn't happen. So, what changed? I mean, did your career became better now after the pandemic, or do you think you were held back from moving on?
I don't know. Actually, that's the honest answer. I don't know because I don't know what would have happened if I would have went to Mexico, right? So I don't know. I know I was really excited about it. There was a lot of talk being thrown around about different things. Japan was supposed to happen too. All of that got canceled. I think it all got replaced with a wonderful opportunity at AEW. And then I think things flowed, even though I hate the fact that they flowed this way, things just happened the way they had to happen. And yeah, now I definitely lost a lot of money, like when the pandemic hit. Like, I couldn't pay my mortgage, right? Other things. So that's why I had to move back in with my mom. Like, there are just things I couldn't afford anymore that I was off of just wrestling. Like, I'm not like these other wrestlers. I don't do customs, like, at all. There's nothing wrong with them. Let me just say this, okay? There is nothing wrong with customs. If you do them, do them. I don't do it because
I don't get it.
No, I mean, I get it, but if I'm going to wrestle, I want to wrestle for a company that's going to pay me more than what these girls get paid for in customs, I'll tell you that. And not just that, I want to wear my gear. I want to do what I do. I don't want somebody telling me what to do, and I don't want to hold a position that can be translated into something else, right? I have nothing against sex workers. I have nothing against customs people. I have nothing against people that have Patreons. I have nothing against people that have an OnlyFans, like nothing. It's just not for me. I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't have a Patreon. I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. That's all, and a YouTube channel. That's it. That's all I have. I don't have anything else.
Ms. Jane, I think the beef I have with customs, and I've been with my wife 21 years, so it is what it is. But I think that growing up, as far as I can remember, all the chicks that I liked, it was because they were chicks. They were like bra and panties matches. So to watch women go from just bra and panty matches to actually wrestling, and us being able to see the value in women and all the time they put in, not just by their breasts and their asses. I hate the custom things because I feel that it sets everything those women keep fighting for to set it off for that. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean, like I said, get your bag however you want to get it. But I do feel that in a way it does take away from all the girls like you and everybody else who's busting their ass to do it without having to just exploit themselves, because wrestling is a very male-driven industry.
Yeah, everything is a sex-driven. Like, hello.
Well, yeah,
that's the world we live in. Look at Curtis.
Hello, Chef. Hello, Chef. You got a flag for that, bro.
I'm taking that bag.
You know what? I am so pro-woman is crazy.
You know what I'm saying? You get a flag for that, Chef. Come on.
I'm just saying because and Ivelisse, you know how it is. Like, until I became very close to this industry, I didn't know how grimy this was. You know what I mean? Like, as a fan, you don't know how crazy behind scenes stuff is until you get close to it.
You just said, we went from bra and panty matches and pillow matches and all the other shit to respecting the women now for the last 10, 15 years. And now they have all these patrons or whatever customs that I still don't get. And it feels like they're taking that back from the women that are really busting their asses for this now. And we're supposed to take you guys serious. Mm-hmm. How can we take female wrestling serious when
Right.
you keep saying that nonsense every single time?
So the only thing I'll say to that is that it's kind of a way for women to take back that power and do it in their own right? So it's them saying, I am allowing you to do this opposed to you telling me what to do. So I think that's the only thing I'll say to that. But to both of your guys' point, I'm not blind. No one out there is blind. I know I'm pretty, right? I know I'm beautiful. I have this very exotic look. And majority of people, when I first started, and still some people now that don't know me, say she only got booked because she's pretty or she slept with somebody, right? So another reason why I try to stay away from all of that is because I don't ever want to go back to fighting that like I did at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
I have put so much time and money into my training, into me, that I want people to be like, whoa, Christi is good, but damn, she's pretty too. She's beautiful and she's really good. I want to be that total package that wasn't going into wrestling just for that bag or just to be famous, right?
Yeah.
I started wrestling because my grandma actually, she was we were watching AAA and she was like, you could do that. You should do that. You did that in high school. And I was or junior high, but she said high school. She said second grade, which is different here in America. Anyways, besides the point. And I just sat there and I was like, I could do that. Absolutely. I could. I grew up watching that stuff, with my grandma and my mom and stuff. So when I finally was like, I'm going to do this, right? I was like, I'm actually going to do this. My mom was even like, you've done everything right in your life. You need to do something that you totally love. Why don't you get back into sports? And I was like, sports, wrestling. Yes, let's go beat people up. So then I Googled professional wrestling and I was like, fuck yes. So it was great. And it was amazing. I was trained very different than people train these days. I had a gauntlet. People beat the shit out of me. I ended up in the ER to graduate, right? When I first started, people were always trying to get me to quit. So they'd really hurt me in training, but I'd always show up the next day, more. Let's go. I'm a glutton for punishment, I think. I've had my nose broken 3 times. I've had my 12 dislocated ribs in less than a year. I've bruised, dislocated elbow. I've literally had a patch of the back of my hair ripped out. I was bald in the back of my head. And still, I would cry to my trainer and I'd be like, I never want to go back there. And actually, Ricky Starks was in the room one time when this happened. I was bawling. It's I never want to go back to Mexico. Never want to go back to Mexico. And my trainer goes, you know what? Maybe wrestling isn't cut out for you. And I was like, no, fuck you. I'm going back on Monday. And I'm like, no, don't tell me I can't do something. I'm going to do this now and double hard. So, yeah. And then I got into hardcore matches. Oh, God. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. All of it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I respect everyone that steps in to that ring and actually puts in the time and dedication to be in there. It takes a lot. It's very taxing on you, your body. Mental taxation, I think, is the one that probably hurts the worst. I would rather have broken legs and bones than the mental taxation I go through, right? Because it's constantly whenever I open up any social media outlet or somebody will send me something, they're always people are always bagging on you, or, oh, look, she has fat hanging over her shorts, or this is happening or that's happening. And I'm sitting here it's called skin, motherfucker. Stick your beer belly ass in a fucking like 2-piece and let's see how good you look. Like, come on. We work so hard. Like, we are, and guys in wrestling, this isn't taking away from how the men mentally get taxed too, right? They're in there too, like in and out, and they have to compete with all these guys that look good and all these guys that, and you know, so you get into like body dysmorphia is huge in any entertainment business, right? For men and women alike. Like, it is so hard to like work all of that out. But yeah, I fucking love wrestling. It's really
Chef will tell you how I feel about social media, especially Twitter. Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, Twitter's been wild this year.
Yeah, it has. And it's only February 17th, for God's sakes.
You know what?
I'm talking about 2022. What was that one thing? What was it? Like late or wrestling after dark? Hashtag wrestling after dark?
Oh, yeah, wrestling. Oh, Lord.
What? And that came out right after the Speak Out movement, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
and then every other month is beautiful women wrestling who watches wrestling. I'm like, oh god, not again.
I'm just sitting here like, do people not have like anything better to do? Let's go find jobs. Like, everything's closed, but let's go, because everything was closed. You couldn't go out and get a job, right? God.
And guys, just to let you know, Miss Christi Jaynes got her hair done today to be on the show.
Wow, looking amazing, luxurious, glorious.
I know, everyone's like, your hair looks the same. I'm like, I know, motherfuckers, it does, because I panicked. I bitched out last minute. I was gonna cut it short to like hair, and then I went,
no.
Right? I sent my friends photos. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going in, and I go in, and then I'm like, maybe just give me like a hydrating body like wrap, and they were like, wait, we have you down for a haircut. I'm like,
I don't think so.
No, God, no.
Gentlemen, please ask your last question so we can get her out of here. We've chewed her ear off. Now y'all want to be shy and not say nothing?
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So my last question being, if you could pick one person, not any company, anywhere in the world. No, that was for the title that was in that company.
Oh, okay.
yeah, but she's not in that company. But yeah,
she's not.
Uh-uh.
Oh, well then.
No, she's not in that company, you fool.
Sarah Stoke.
You know what,
brother? That's okay. If I could pick anyone to wrestle in any company, it would be actually Charlotte Flair, just so you guys know.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
She went right for the top, the queen.
Not after I dethrone her, but yeah, sure.
Let's get it.
There we go.
Let's get it. Ivelisse, say last question so we get this beautiful young lady out of here.
Hey man, I'm still starstruck. I'm still fanning myself from the heat over here from the view of the
heat. You're in Texas. It's cold, brother.
I'm in upstate New York. We're cold.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Who's in Texas? Any of you guys in Texas?
No, God.
Oh, thank
God.
God.
No.
I'm like, how do you guys have power? I'm like trying to see a generator. Oh, is there a generator back there?
No, I got Valentine's Day balloons.
Nice. Literally everyone down there is dying, and I'm sitting here like, oh, we just got 6 feet of snow. Yeah, we good. This is a typical day. Oh, ice storms, honey. Let me tell you about ice storms.
Yes. But I was going to ask you about SWE Fury. I know that you guys just did TV tapings last weekend. Now, when are those going to come out on YouTube? Is that a weekly thing?
If you have the SWE Fury app, you can watch them now. If you don't, then they only come out on YouTube after they air on public TV, you guys. And they air on public TV all over the U.S. The ones we did this past time, they air at like 1 o'clock in the morning, super late, right? But hey, man, we're going to be moving into that prime slot because February 27th, it's airing at 8 p.m.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, man, we getting there. We getting there. We're gonna get prime time.
Now I know you just wrestled Su Young on the tapings. How was that?
It was good. I think we were both a little off. Her and I have wrestled a million times. We have such great chemistry together. We were both a little off, first off, because COVID, right? It's really hard. Like where I'm at, there are no wrestling rings open right now. There's like only one brand of gyms open, and you have to make an appointment to go in there. So I work out in my basement, right? So it just depends where you're at, right? So she hasn't really been to like a gym or anything like that either. So we're both kind of rusty, even though we've wrestled each other a million times. But other than that, it was fine. I hurt myself. She slammed me on the side of the ring, and I legit hurt myself. I was like, whoo, it's the very beginning of the match too. I was like, I got another 15 minutes, let's go.
Oh, man.
My tailbone just exploded. I'm like, let's go.
Now next weekend you wrestling Detroit Barbie. I just saw that.
This weekend.
I see you guys going back and forth.
Is that her name?
Is
her name the Detroit Barbie? I thought it was Marina Tucker.
Yeah, but her nickname is Detroit Barbie. That's what she calls herself because she's from Detroit.
All the blonde hair guy is definitely going.
Exactly. But I was wondering about that because I know it's coming up this weekend. So, I mean, that's for a different promotion or the same SWE?
No, it's a different one. It's for CCW, and it's in Nashville. So, yeah, it'll be... And they also do TV. So I'm not quite sure what channel theirs is on, but if you're in Nashville, you guys should definitely go and hit them up. They're a pretty good promotion. So it should be fun. You know what I wish? I wish that there were a lot more promotions on the indies that did cross-promoting.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Chef, I've been telling you, brother. I'm telling you. I've been telling Chef from cross promotion is the key, like it was back in the 80s. Cross promotion, the
people are greedy or afraid to.
Egos.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So
listen, politics, everything.
Such a bad politicker.
So Christi Jaynes, can you please hit him with all your social media links so they can get everything they need from you?
Cool. This is super hard, everyone. So you're going to have to like record this, replay, maybe put it up there. Okay. Christi Jaynes, Christ with an I, Jaynes. Instagram, Twitter, Big Cartel, Box Lunch, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Again, I'm going to say it one more time because this is like the hardest thing. There's all these different like dots, underscores, exclamation marks. Christi, Christi, Jaynes, Christ with an I, Jaynes, across all platforms. You can Google my name or you can just type in the Brazilian Wonder Woman and all my social media will pop up.
Boom. On top of that, thank you for your time. It was absolutely amazing. And we're out of here.
Thank you, guys.
Best day ever. Best day ever.